The following program is rated GE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Welcome to Beyond the Limit. It's always good doing this show with you because, well, it is our business to make sure that we bring stories of inspiration to remind you that, despite the difficulties that you're going through, despite the limitations in life, there is always a reason to make it beautiful for yourself. And my name is Linda Lera. Tonight we have a guest. His name Lincoln Olatunji, a MasterCard Foundation scholar at the USIU, that is United States International University, right here in Nairobi. His story is not just a story about making himself better, but a story of making very many other people better. Before we began this session, we just had a simple chit chat with him. And he was like, well, someone called me to say that they would love to have me on the show. And I was wondering, how did they get to know me? I am barely 2 years in Kenya. And, he is just feeling really good and elated to realize that the little efforts that he puts to change the society are actually being recognized. And therefore, we say it is a little step, the little things that really count. Thank you so much for creating time to be with us and as well allowing us to come all the way to speak to you. First of all, just introduce yourself, even as you say Jambo, to the people. How much Swahili have you picked so far?
I think I've picked Habari ya Subuhi. That means good morning, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. It's my best pleasure this morning. And I appreciate for you calling. My name is Olatunji Lincoln Oladayo. I'm a MasterCard Foundation scholar at USIU Africa.
Taking?
In short, one among the outstanding 1,000 MasterCard Foundation scholars we have in USIU Africa. I'm a founder and executive director for Poverty and Disability Initiative in Nigeria. And also I'm a Global Peace Ambassador under an international organization called Global Peace Chain. I'm a Rotary Youth Leadership Ambassador in Nigeria. And also I'm a Resolution Project Fellow under Resolution Project New York, USA. And I'm glad you are here with me this night.
All right, so what course are you taking here at USI?
Yeah, my major is international relations and concentrating on foreign policy and diplomacy. And currently I am minoring on environmental studies.
All right, so how long in Kenya?
This month will be 1 year and 3 months thereabouts in this beautiful country.
Thank you so much. I hope you're liking it. But even as you like it, sometimes there's that element of, where someone is not settled when they know that they have left so much going on back at home. You are a person who wears very many hats.
Thank
you keep saying, in Nigeria. What is happening to your projects now that you're here?
Yeah, before I left home, before MasterCard Foundation discovered me in Nigeria, I had over 40 volunteers and staff working selflessly without relentlessly towards my vision. And we started 2020, so I get people informed and I get them involved in the project called Pardon. The vision is to empower persons with disabilities in order to meet physical, political, economic and social needs, and also bringing pass certainty to financial freedom for vulnerable individuals through entrepreneurial skills, vocational training skills as well. So before leaving home, like I said, I have country directors, I have program directors, I have manager managing the organization on my behalf. And I'm gladly to tell you that this month, in short, 3 days to this time, we will be executing a project called telemedicine. So up and running, they are working in Nigeria.
I have a little idea of what telemedicine is all about, where someone can make a phone call and they get prescriptions and all that. I mean, they're literally helped at the level of the phone. Yeah. Or what about that?
Okay. Telemedicine is a project going on in Nigeria. Right. We officially launched it 3 days to this time. It was a project partnering with Resolution Project under a MasterCard Foundation. Yeah, so the aim of this project is to empower 9,000 persons with disabilities. We discover a disability colony in Abuja, Nigeria called Karomajigi, where 9,000 persons with disability does not have an access to healthcare facilities. So we felt like we should fill in the gap by bringing Heal Health to this community, where they can have access to hospitals, clinic, pharmacies out there without leaving their comfort zones. So that's what telemedicine is all about.
Going to focus on that's beautiful. So most of the people I have hosted on this program will tell you that, oh, well, maybe I began this foundation because of my experience with my family member, you know, a person with disability, my own experience and everything. I am curious, how long since inception and what got you to beginning this organization?
Thank you so much. You see, a lot of people do start things because they felt like, I just want to do it. But the case of mine is different. I think my story bettered Padding as an organization. Yeah, I was born as a person with disabilities and from a very, very disadvantaged background. We were 5 in numbers in my family, and opportunity comes for me to be the third in position of those 5. And I could see my brother, my senior brother, graduating from high school and going out there in the street walking. So I saw my sister doing the same thing. So I knew vividly I am going to join these people. So education was not part of the whole story in the family. So I felt if I can't, you know, proceed my educational career, I think I have to fill in the gap. And discrimination and stigmatization, those experiences I had when I was in high school made me felt like I should come in to see how we can advocate for persons with disability to get involved and get informed in the society. You know, so I felt like it is high time for me to come to fill in the gap for over 30 million Nigerians that are persons with disability, according to World Health Organizations. So that was what bettered the organization Poverty and Disability Initiative in Nigeria. Poverty in the aspect of the family where I was coming out from. The disability aspect was my own personal challenges. So I felt there are millions of persons with disability out there that are living below $1 rate. So it is high time someone just have to step in to fill in the gap. You know, giving vocational training to persons with disability, because you can call them disabled people, but I must tell you there are ability in disability. Sure. Yeah, that was what bettered the organization Padding.
They say disability is not inability. You say there is ability in disability.
Sure.
Beautiful. I am curious, and I'm sure most of the people who are watching would be like, disability, what? Is it something that is visible in him? Is it something that is in, you know, perhaps what disability are we talking about when we're talking about you?
Yeah, you see, when we are talking about disability, a lot of people look at physical outlook. Okay, you said you are disabled. Which part? Your leg? Are you a wheelchair user or visually impaired people, or you have?
Is it in?
Exactly. You see, you don't know. People can look good, but you don't know what they are facing. You don't know the challenges they are facing until they speak out. Then you would realize, oh, this person is a person with disability. A couple of years back, I had an opportunity to, discuss in a show of over 5,000 Nigerian youth, and these same questions came out. And I felt if all of us close our eyes and try to open, the seconds nature gives to both of us to open might be different from each other. I might open my own faster than yours. You might open yours faster than I. So what do you see between me open first or you open first? That might be your own little ability you have. So not everybody completely, outlook, you felt they are able people. There are a lot of people facing different challenges over and over. There are people that when they give birth to them, they are okay, but along the line, disability might comes in.
True.
Yeah,
Acquired disability.
and nature have its own role to play. Accidents can occur at any time. So this is why we have to, uphold that advocacy for persons with disability, not just in Nigeria, but Africa at large. If you check 2015, it was just thereabouts, I think 65 million Africans are persons with disability. But currently now we're having over 95 million, according to World Health Organization, 95 million. The question now is, what will happen in the next decades? You get, so if you said you are able, you shouldn't use that priority to feel like you can't associate yourselves with persons with disability because you don't know what is going to happen to you next.
Let me say, we're candidates every other time. So which one is yours in particular?
Yeah, my right hand. Yeah, if you check, you could discover it wasn't moving. Yeah, my right hand is my disability rather. But a lot of people do ask me, how do you cook?
How do you write?
How do you write? You see,
are you left-handed?
Nature has its own role, like I always said. If you could tie your two hands for 2 years, you would discover that your leg can also do what your hands are doing.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If you tie your two legs for 2-3 years and make use of your hand, you will discover that your hands can also do what legs can do. So I thank God my left hand is working effectively and perfectly. My disability has never, stopped me in any ramifications. Yeah.
Most of the people with disability will tell you that they struggle with that element of, second guessing themselves, not being sure, whether there's anything in life for them and everything. And now that you have dealt with so many of them, how has it been like, and what has been this driving force that has gotten you, to switch the minds of someone who's well aware that maybe there's nothing to life for them, to this other side of seeing positivity?
Yes, like I always tell my colleagues that are persons with disability, I always say, before you marry in life, marry self-confidence. Yes, marry self-confidence before you marry in life. If you are a man, you want to marry a woman, marry self-confidence as a person with disabilities, because that's alone break barriers. You should realize yourself, know yourself first, so that whoever want to address you, it's second choice, because you've accepted yourself for who you are. So for me, confidence is number one for me. It's priority for me. When you call me persons with disability, I felt like, thank you. You just, that's the brand. You just mentioned my own brand.
We have a member of parliament here, now actually a member of parliament of the East African, Legislative Assembly. He keeps saying that were it not for his disability, he would not be where he is, and therefore he says that is his brand, and that is basically where he earns his money, and that is what he's proud about. On that very note, allow us to take a quick short break, and then we come back and understand some more as to what it is your organization does and what you intend to do with it now that you say you have a program that is rolling out. But then again, I'm sure there's so much to it, and we would actually want to see you penetrate across the different borders of Africa. You tell us more about the plans after this break. Welcome back to the broadcast. Lincoln Olatunji, our guest, or Olatunji Lincoln, all the way from Nigeria, but equally a MasterCard Foundation scholar at the USIU. But of importance, the reason why we have him on this session is because of the great things that he is doing for persons with disability in his very own community, and perhaps with plans, to extend this to greater heights. There's nothing as beautiful as looking at your challenge and saying that this very challenge is going to be useful towards making sure that my life is better and the life of others. And that's what Lincoln is doing. And we're just getting to listen to his story, even as we remind you that indeed there's much to life if only you are positive. So Lincoln, here we are. How do you get to a point where now you are working with MasterCard? They have sponsored your education right here in the country. And how much more are they doing towards making sure that perhaps they are intertwined with your organization for the betterment of the lives of very many other people?
I must appreciate MasterCard Foundation, first of all, for bringing me into the scholars program, because I never thought of going to school. Yeah, I graduated from my high school 2011. That was far back, over 13 or 14 years ago. So if anybody tells me you are still going to go to school, I will tell the person you are a dreamer.
So it was high school and that was it?
That was it, you know. So my friend told me about MasterCard Foundation, and I felt, you know what, all of these things are scam. Let me just continue with my life, see how I can survive and make myself useful to my family and my extended family. The MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program awarded me last year as the most outstanding MasterCard Foundation scholar in United States International University, Africa. And also I won a social venture challenge. This telemedicine I told you about was a project which I won. And just a few days back was when United States International University, Africa gave me an award for Most Innovative Project Award. You know, that's massive. That is massive. So all of this cannot be achievable without the MasterCard Foundation, like I mentioned. So they've really done a lot for me. So I felt like I'm at home, you know, in Kenya. So you mentioned about what am I going to do, you know?
With that, because then this is a plus to you, but because you already have a lot of other things ongoing, how do you see this helping you transform and actually making your organization even better?
Yes. When I came into Kenya, I had a lot of friends who told me about persons with disabilities, vulnerable individuals. In short, I've visited 2-3 couples of slums, and I felt your job is not yet done. You can't just limit your visions to Nigeria alone. And that was why we came up with what we call PADIC, Poverty and Disability Initiative in Kenya, PADIC. So PADIC, it's more or less like what we are doing back at home. We want to see how we can empower at least 2 million Kenyans between now and 2035, you know. But how we be living by 2027, graduating from USIU Africa 2027. But I think I have to leave a legacy, you know. I have people working for me in Kenya. Yeah, students who are ready to, empower people out there, who are ready to rewrite people's history out there, people who have the same visions with me, and we've been working on, getting the organization registered and starting it officially next year, 2025. And also not only in Kenya alone, we are trying to spread our tentacles to Tanzania, to Uganda. You know, this is international school, so we have over 90 nationalities. 90 or 70 nationalities here, so it's easier for me, to spread this gospel of empowering vulnerable individuals and persons with disability by getting this representative of different countries here at USIU Africa, getting them involved so that when they go back to their various country, they will be our ambassador. Tell us how we can register our organization in your country, and definitely we are going to do that.
I'm curious, beginning from Nigeria now to Kenya and all these other countries that you're mentioning, most of the people will say that we still have a long way to go in terms of streamlining our policies as Africa, as different countries, so that even when people who mean well for society would wish to begin, businesses or organizations that would be helpful, then can find it easy. What are some of the obstacles you have faced, or has it been an easy ride for you?
There is nothing called easy ride. You know, one thing I also married in my life is persistency. I never embrace consistency. I embrace persistency. And I must tell you the difference between these two. Yeah, persistency, definitely you must have challenges on your way. Consistency is doing that same thing repeatedly without any challenge. You have passions for that and you are doing it. At the long run, you might get tired you know, and back off. But persistency, you plan yourself, failure is part of this journey, you know, rejection is part of this journey, you know. People are going to critiques, people are going to criticize you, people are going to hate you, but the ability of you pushing forward, that is persistency. So I married persistency in my journey of life. Even if you tell me no, I will never see that. All I want to see is yes. And I always tell African youth that talking is no longer enough in Africa. You know, voting has become an inadequate. So it is high time we African youth get ourselves involved. We need to get ourselves informed, and also we need to be active to do something great for Africa, because our leaders, not just in Kenya, not just in Nigeria, Africa as a whole, most of them, they've betrayed us, you know. So we don't need to go out there and criticize them anymore. We just have to put all our hands on deck and work. So that was what I saw, and that was what is keeping me pushing. So until I get Africa great again, then my job is well done.
To that. Most of the times when you're working with persons with disability in the country, and I'm sure in many places, there's first of all that element of, you know, fear of the unknown. Like you say, someone approaches you and you are skeptical. You do not know just how genuine they are. When someone is there and they want to speak to the world about your condition, sometimes it rips you off your dignity. And therefore, there have been accusations, and some of them genuine, about individuals setting up, you know, organizations, CBOs, in the name of trying to help people, but in real sense, they're ripping off cash or they're getting money out of that. Have you encountered such? How have you dealt with that? But at the same time, how are you funding all these projects? Because, I mean, I want to believe that they require money.
You see, that's, I will tell you, self-interest. You see, a lot of people nowadays do something because of their own interests. In my field of study, interest is a key.
It's key,
yeah.
The balance in between.
Yeah, when you talk about states prioritize their national interest, and also individual prioritize their self-interest. But when it comes to humanity, you see, your self-interest should be your second choice. You are not, establishing an organization in order for you to make money from there. You established because you felt there is a need for people out there. Because if we work together, we can walk far. Right. But if only you walk, you can only walk faster. But you may not get to where you are heading to. So, for me, Olatunji, I felt when I started, it is not getting money, you know. Yeah, a lot of people have given us grants, you know, sponsors here and there. My family, they've supported in one way or the other, friends also. But I always tell people, you should leave your interest aside. I can boldly tell you, 40 people working for me in Nigeria now, they are working because of people's interest. Right. You know, try to see how we can make life better for other people out there, just the way MasterCard Foundation makes my own life better. You see, so we need to stand up for someone. We need to fill the gap for just one person. When I started, I never thought of getting 5,000 people involved in the organization. All I want to achieve was that let me empower only one persons with disability. And thank God where we are today. We've empowered over 5,000. Last year we distributed 3,000 clutches to people who are in need by partnering with an organizations from Ireland. So for whoever wants to start an organization for humanity, I'm not saying for profit, for non-profit organization, just do your best. Things will fall in line. People will come for you to help you. People will tell you, you know what, thank you for doing this. This is a car for you. Thank you for doing this. This is house for you. Thank you for doing this. Can you have a trip with me to Canada? Can you have a trip with me to Netherlands? Why? You've given out.
Beautiful.
To people.
We're looking forward to have a trip with you all the way to Nigeria to see what the organization is doing, and as well to just get to hear their success stories, case studies and all that. That is the beauty of life. That is the fulfillment that we get right here on on Beyond the Limit when we capture and cover some of these beautiful stories. 30 seconds to that person with disability. What would you tell them?
Yes, you shouldn't give up. There is an ability in your disability. You are better than I, and you can do more than I tomorrow. Please, we are here for you. Speak up where you need it most. Thank you.
Olatunji Lincoln, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to see you again on the next episode of Beyond the Limit. My name is Linda Alela, and as I have said, that is the fulfillment of Beyond the Limit, to bring you these stories just as a reminder that indeed there's more to life than your misery. See you next time.